the most terrifying traditions of ancient Native Americans. The history of ancient Native Americans is filled with both wonders and terrifying traditions. Living in harmony with nature, these people saw life and death through a very different lens. For them, the rising sun, a good harvest, the coming of rain, or even victory in war depended on the will of gods and spirits. But to please those gods, they sometimes performed rituals so horrifying that they shock us even today. Among the Maya and Aztec civilizations, tearing out the human heart, while still, beating was considered the holiest sacrifice. During great ceremonies, young men were laid on a stone altar, their chests cut open with blades of obsidian, and their hearts lifted high to the gods. Thousands of people watched these bloody rituals. Some accounts claim that in a single day more than 1,000 people could be sacrificed. For us, this is unimaginable cruelty. But for them, it was the only way to feed the gods and keep the world alive. Other tribes believed that eating the heart of an enemy would give them his power and courage. Warriors tore out the hearts of captured enemies and consumed them, convinced that they absorbed the strength of the fallen. A warrior who ate an enemy's heart became feared and respected among his people. In the north, some tribes practiced the horrifying ritual of scalping. They would peel the skin from the heads of defeated enemies and display it on their spears as a symbol of victory. This gruesome act was not only revenge but also a warning. Seeing a wall of scalps terrified neighboring tribes and often prevented them from going to war. One of the most shocking practices was child sacrifice. In times of drought or famine, some native peoples would offer children to the rivers, believing that their innocent souls would bring rain and fertility to the land. The death of one child, they believed, could save hundreds of lives from starvation. Bloodletting ceremonies were also widespread. Chiefs and priests cut their own skin, pierced their tongues, ears, and arms, and let their blood flow as an offering to the spirits. Sometimes entire communities joined, dancing in pools of their own blood. Pain and suffering were seen as the bridge to the divine world. The Maya also created something terrifying called the tzompantli, or skull rack. Thousands of human skulls of sacrificed victims were placed on wooden stakes, forming a wall of death near their temples. Anyone who saw it would immediately understand the power and cruelty of the gods the Maya worshipped. Some tribes even painted and decorated the bones of the dead, keeping them inside their homes. They believed this kept the spirits of their ancestors close, protecting their families from misfortune. To outsiders, however, such customs seemed terrifying and strange. There were also ceremonies where warriors tested their endurance by walking across burning coals, piercing their skin with sharpened bones, or enduring hours of whipping without showing pain. The ability to withstand such torture was a sign of strength and devotion. In some regions, victorious warriors forced captives to fight in ritual games. The captives were often given no weapons or only wooden blades, while the warriors carried sharp obsidian swords. These bloody games always ended with the death of the prisoner, whose body was then offered to the gods. Certain tribes practiced ritual cannibalism beyond eating hearts. In rare but shocking cases, they boiled or roasted the flesh of their enemies, sharing it among warriors as a dark symbol of unity and victory. Though not common, the mere idea of such rituals spread fear among neighboring peoples. Through these brutal traditions, ancient Native Americans sought to control the forces of nature. They spilled blood, tore out hearts, and gave up their own children to satisfy the gods. For us, these rituals are horrifying and beyond belief, but for them, it was simply a way of life, a way to survive in a world ruled by fear, spirits and gods demanding endless sacrifice. These dark traditions remind us of one thing: human history has always been filled with both mystery and terror, and sometimes the past is more frightening than any nightmare.